Hey, what's up, Ali? How's it going, man? Kat, what's up? Good to see you guys. Audio working? Hello? Hey, what's up, Ems? Materializes from the void. Let me give that some sound design. No, that sounds like just a car coming by. Hang on. What would be like a nice sound, right? Like for like, like something like, yeah, exactly, materializing from the void. Like a. So, I don't know. Would have been nice if I was an actual sound engineer. He's got rank 1 in something. Rank 1 in what, Ali? Your exams? Never worth it from where should I know? I haven't used her yet. Well, in the community, we have plenty of sources of information which you may or may not be able to use to come to a decision. And obviously, when it comes to math and final numbers, obviously, right? Nothing's final just yet until she's officially released, right? So for now, all we can do really is just to base it off of what numbers we have, especially because she is a on-fielder. So whether she turns out to be good or not will ultimately come down to her math, her numbers. Rick. Materializes from the dead. Sound effects are, what is that? Rick, kacker, kakawaka. Got first to the stream. Oh, well, that is something. That certainly is something. How is the stream, by the way? Is the stream doing okay? OBS doesn't report any downtime. Nefer equals Kinich 2.0 source. Trust me, bro. I mean, like, if you think about it, what I've been hearing so far about Nefer is that she is very, she's not as dependent on Lauma as Flin's is on Inefa. But, same direction, just doesn't go as far as Flin's does. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm constantly hearing about Nefer. And that she is. Now, I haven't heard anyone compare her to some of the higher tier on-fielders, right? Not the highest tier on-fielders, like Skirk and Verissa and Mawika, obviously. But some of the higher ones, like slightly below those three. Like, I don't know, like maybe Arlecchino, right? Like, I haven't seen anyone compare her to somebody like Arlecchino. But judging from the sentiment that I'm hearing online about her, she seems to be along that same... Oops. along that same area. But yeah, Nefer's Dendro, Kinnich's Dendro. Kinnich benefits from having a specific Dendro character on the team with him, right? Nefer, so does Nefer, right? Kinnich with Emily, Nefer with Lauma. So Kinnich 2.0. Just, you know, just not burning, but bloom. Off topic, but I don't like Varka's 3D model. I honestly was expecting and hoping that Varka looked a lot more like, you know, like in How to Train Your Dragon, you know, Hiccup's dad, right? If you're watching this stream right now and you somehow haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon or any of the movies in that franchise, you are missing out on like a third of your life. Go watch it. go watch it. Anyway, yeah, so How to Train Your Dragon, I was honestly expecting and really hoping that he would look a lot like Stoic the Vast, you know? Like very Viking like. Right, like I would honestly, I wouldn't have minded even if they made it didn't make him like that into that like short, like stout dwarfish like build, right? Even if they just made him into like a tall male character model, I wouldn't have minded that. But not like the Varka we have right now. The Varka we have right now looks like he in an in a fantasy isekai overpowered MC, like loser MC that no one knows is the most OP character ever. Varka doesn't look like the overpowered MC, but what he does look like is the quote unquote hero in that kind of genre of anime. The hero that everyone is like praising, like, oh, he's gonna save the world, he's gonna kill the Demon King, whatever, but is apparently like really just weak, just sucks. That's what Varka's character model ended up, you know, looking like to me. He got un-Germanified. Yeah. Varka's supposed to be German, not a Viking. Well, okay, well, like okay, sure, Mondstadt, German name, right? But like with the name like Varka, how can you not think of a Viking? You know? How can you not think of a Viking? Somebody that sounds like Gerard Butler, you know? Like a Viking that sounds like Gerard Butler when they talk. Kinnish doesn't need Emily since he doesn't directly buff him. Only teams burning damage. Yeah, but I didn't say Kinnish needs Emily. I said Kinnish benefits from having Emily on the team. Hey, what's up, Never Sleep? How's it going, man? Rear is playable. Save now. Save, huh? With all the new... with all the power creep that's about to happen, how about saving? Oh my god, the queen. Queen's about to go. Well, there goes the queen. Come on. Okay, we're good. Hmm? Yep. Ah, jeez. Okay. All right. I'll go back to Donghua Pian. Means cartoon, right? Knowing Hoyo, he'll probably not be playable. He has a, like, his character model. No, like, he's too tall, he's too big. His character model is, like, too, like, large. Not in height, but, like, you know, like, his giant cape, right? Like, it's too big, you know, like, look at Senora. Even if they tried to make Senora playable, what they would have done is they would have done what to Senora what they did to Xianyun, right? Obviously, like a bird can't be a playable character model in at least in the way Genshin's been going so far. So they gave her a humanoid character model. So they would have done the same thing to Senora if they wanted to make Senora playable, and if they want to make Rarier playable, then yeah, they're gonna do something like that. They're gonna give her a playable character model. All right, not bad, not bad. Would have been better if this was crit damage and this was ER, but it's what I'm looking for now. It's what I'm looking for now. Ooh, I don't know if I could sack that 10 ER for 0 ER. Do I even need to crit right now? I guess not. That 13 crit is not gonna help that. Hoyo apparently doesn't want us to have Conrian men playable. I mean, like, technically we have a playable Conrian, right? Kaya is of Conrian descent. Hey, what's up, Dart? How's it going, man? Capitano's playable. Stay strong, comrades. Is my internet dying or is the stream actually laggy? Yeah, okay. I wanted to ask about that. Is anyone having... Okay, so that's Cat. Cat is like... it is indeed actually laggy. Really? Really? Okay. OBS doesn't report any dropped frames. I am watching the stream right now, like well, you know, from another YouTube account on my laptop, and it seems fine, or at least I haven't noticed it lag. but it does seem to keep falling behind, like from live. Like for some reason, like it keeps falling behind from live, right? It keeps falling behind to like a few seconds behind, to a few minutes behind, to like several minutes behind. Um, but it doesn't. I don't see it lagging. I don't see it lagging. OBS doesn't show any dropped frames. So like, is anyone lagged when I enter the stream? Okay. Anyone else noticing that the stream's a bit laggy? Will Rarier and Arlecchino fight? Oh, dude, I'm interested. I'm interested in that. I would want to see that. They didn't want to make our Hungarian king playable. Who is our Hungarian king? You heading out, Ali? $5.95. What is that? $5.95 out of 600? 720. Oh wow, dude, that's pretty sick. If I ever had to take a test, had worth 720 points, I'd probably get like 30. I'm not exaggerating, by the way. The Kapitana's design was inspired by Hungarian hussars. Hussars are like kings, right? It's inspired by Hungary. Died Capitano, and I'm angry. Tips from my teacher really help. Oh, that means you got a good teacher. Like they actually gave you tips that would actually help. Unfortunately, some of your more attractive female classmates might have gotten a different kind of tip. Domain now with human physiology. 10 questions wrong, biology, 7 were plant stuff. Oh man, you've got to be kidding me. Oh boy. The SARS are were Hungarian soldiers. Ah, I see. Okay, well, I need to condense 12 plus 4. So that's okay. Looks like I'm gonna need to use up 20 resin. Hang on, 4. So that'll be 640. Maybe how about 40 resin? So 4, that'd be 920. If I use the pink resin and I use up 80 resin, that would still be the same as using 20 resin. It should get me back to 640. I really need to somehow get my resin to cap at somewhere around 8. Because if I use 40 resin, my resin's gonna cap at 520. Oh, I think that's okay. 920. 920, which means, oops. Hmm. 920. So 20, 240, 920. Minus 40 minutes. 840, 640. So by 640, I'll have 180 resin. Hmm. 640 is a bit too early. It's alright, I guess. Okay, I'll just use 20 resin. Resinless behavior calculating resin. No, I'm just making sure that that as soon as I log in tomorrow at 5 p.m. because 5 p.m. my time is the daily server reset on NA server, which is the server I'm on. So as soon as I log in at 5 p.m. tomorrow, I want to be able to just use 180 resin straight away. 180 resin straight away, and then just go talk to Catherine, and then done. I don't want to have to like log in 2 hours after just to condense one more resin. Oh, Cat's heading out already? Alright, take care, Cat. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. I'll take my leave as well. Oh, you heading out too, Ali? Alright, man. Hey, congrats on your exam. Congrats. One a.m. Really, Dart? So you're like in Japan or Australia? Did something just do white damage? Other than my normal attacks? It has ER. Potentially usable. Hey, what's up, Joe Biden? How's it going, man? How am I doing? Kind of tired, honestly. I've been real busy the last... I don't know. It just hasn't stopped. Like, I started to get busy about a month ago, and then it just hasn't stopped. Like, almost every day, I think, man, finally tomorrow I can stream, tomorrow I can just chill, tomorrow I can just relax, just play video games, watch anime, whatever, right? And then I sleep in, right? I sleep in. I sleep. I wake up at 9 or like 10, and then when I wake up, I'm like, I realize I had like 6 different things that I should have done 2 hours, 2 hours ago. And then I'm like frantically trying to just get stuff done, and then I realize, oh well, can't do it just yet. I got this to do. I got that to do. I got this to do, that to do, and it just hasn't stopped now, for like the past 1 or 2 months now. Thankfully, it's not like it's not like super like heavy pressure, like anxiety inducing busy, but it's just like kind of tiring. It's just kind of tiring because like every couple of days I'm thinking like finally I'm gonna be done. Finally I'm gonna be done, and then I'm not. Oops, wrong account. Should rest, get some beauty sleep and all. Dude, the other day, what day was it? Sunday, yeah. Sunday evening, I streamed. And because there was an event that I had completely forgotten about. Uh, and Sunday evening was the last opportunity I had to do that event. It was like the Bomberman-ish event. um, it was a Dodoko thing, but it was Bomberman, like reskinned, Genshin-ified Bomberman. Like co-op Bomberman too, Bomberman. I'd completely forgotten about it. In fact, I didn't even get like it was such a quick event too, and I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't spend like 20 minutes on it to like on my Asia account. I know I don't care very much about my Asia account. Um, I don't care very much about my Asia account, but it still would have been nice to get like 420 primos for 20 minutes of playtime, you know? I feel you. Sometimes I choose the rest of my time to sleep than playing. It's annoying. Yeah, sometimes sometimes I choose to do that. Sometimes I choose to sleep when I have free time, and what I end up doing to myself is I end up screwing myself over, especially if I sleep a little bit too much in the afternoon. Because if I sleep a bit too much in the afternoon, then I end up sleeping really late that night. And when I say that night, it's not actually true because I'm gonna end up sleeping like the next day, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. the next day, and like yeah, there you go, completely screwed myself. Um, because there's only one event in Wuwa, so I can spend the rest of my game time for Blue Protocol. Oh, 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 oh. Get the black marks over here. There. I just don't understand why that timing just doesn't work for me. That timing is supposed to work correctly as long as I do the rotation right, and I feel like I'm not doing it poorly, but it just doesn't always work for me. It's I don't know. There's like RNG involved even in the rotation, even in like what melts and what doesn't melt. And even in this boss, look, RNG, haha. Look, you can't hit me, haha. This boss is RNG. I love RNG. My parents said to me when I was in my mom's belly, when I was still a fetus, my mom was whispering to me, "You're gonna play RNG. You're born to play RNG. That's what you live for." Those are the voices that I remember hearing when I was a fetus. I hope you do well. Hey, thanks, Joe. How about you, man? How you been doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Okay, there's only one event. Oh, yeah. About a week ago? Or was it 2 weeks ago? I don't remember. I 100%ed, finally, not the first, like these 3 regions in Nod-Krai on my 3rd account. And the only reason why I didn't even like grind too hard. Like, in fact, I was actually having fun. I was having fun. The only thing that made me not be able to completely like enjoy myself, right? Like I was mostly enjoying myself, but there was like one tiny like detail that was keeping me from 100% enjoying myself. I was mostly enjoying myself. Was the fact that I knew that I didn't have time. Those hours I should have been sleeping already. Right, and the only reason why why I pushed myself then was I wanted to get as many primos as I could to try to get Lauma on my 3rd account. And it was really fun. It was actually enjoyable because of where is it? Why is it not here? The new Nod-Krai treasure compass. It just made it so much more fun to actually like just walk around and do puzzles and stuff. Do puzzles and do quests. It just actually made it fun. I actually enjoyed myself. the only little detail that kept me from fully enjoying myself then. Oops. Was because I knew that I shouldn't have been playing then. I should have been sleeping. Like the whole time I was just thinking I should be sleeping. I should be sleeping. What time is it? What time is it? I should be sleeping? No, a little bit more. Like last two chests. Last two chests. I should be sleeping. What time is it? No, just final chest, final chest. I just kept doing that over and over again for like 2.5 hours. Sometimes choosing rest is not a choice with all the work that's piling. Yeah, I mean, like, obviously it's not work, right? Obviously it's a video game, but Genshin is like my, it's like my way to wind down. You know, what's to. It's like a stress reliever for me. Yeah, it relieves me of stress. Because the game is like relatively easy for, you know, like for being an adventure game, being an open world game and such, it's relatively easy. Being a combat game, yeah, it is actually relatively easy. But it's not so easy that I can just fully turn my brain off and still be able to beat it. Like I actually have to put in a little bit of effort. Like they just for me, okay? Like I understand like that like some of the more hardcore, like higher skilled players out there might say like, oh, it's too easy for me, it's boring. You know, like sure, okay, like congrats to you, you got good reflexes, you had good genetics, congrats. You won the lottery, right? Like you won the lottery of life. You were born to parents that had good genes. Congrats, sure. Good for you. Anyway, it just hits the right spot of difficult, like being easy enough that it doesn't, like, easy enough that I can relax while playing it, but not too easy that it's boring. Natural born Genshin player. De-stress. Oh, that's a pretty good way to put it. De-stress, yeah. Sometimes if I don't de-stress for too long, I end up getting stressed out too much that I just am not functional anymore. Did I just hear the king say wee wee? Where's the queen? Playing a game you like helps you relax. Not all games though. I have a friend who really likes playing Dota, and I tell you, it's not a stress reliever. Dude, you don't have to tell me about Dota. You know how old I am, right? I've played Dota 1. I played Dota 1, both LAN and online. And I played Dota, my fair share of Dota 2. Not a lot. Mostly with friends. Mostly with my colleagues at work. With guys from work. But sometimes just randomly online. Sometimes with my cousins too. Sometimes with my cousins against randoms online. Not great. No. really not a game I would suggest playing anywhere close to bedtime. Dota 1, MOBA in general, any competitive games. Any competitive games. Definitely not games that I would recommend. I would recommend against, actually. I would actually recommend against playing competitive games several hours before bedtime. It gets you hyped up. If you win, you get hyped. If you lose, you get pissed. You just don't win. Oh, that's not Moonlight. And when you're mad at a competitive game, what is likely to happen is you end up playing over and over and over again until you finally win. Till you finally win, you finally like, ha! But then when you finally win, you're like, okay, maybe one game. One game to make me feel better about myself. Maybe, yeah, maybe one more game to make me feel better about myself. To prove to myself that this one win out of like the last 15 losses wasn't a fluke. And then you lose again. I haven't actually used the Skirk team on this in this domain. What team have you found to do well against this single enemy in this domain? Oh, that was not bad. Definitely not as fast as Mawika, but not bad. And one rotation. Not about winning or losing through, though. My friend gets mad about the players for being stupid or something. Well, that's the thing, though. Yeah, that's the problem, too, with MOBA, is because it's not just you. Right? It's a team game. And unless if you're playing with your friends, right, with people you know, right? Like obviously you're gonna be playing with randoms online, right? And you could get mad at your enemies for being like just I don't know, being stupid. But you could just as easily get mad at your own teammates for being stupid. Right? And they don't even actually have to be stupid for you to get mad at them. Right? They could actually be really, really good and be carrying the whole team. But if they're a complete, like, jerk-off, so then, like, yeah, you're still gonna be mad at them. You're still gonna be mad, even though you don't hate the opposing team. It's your own. It could be your own team, and they don't actually have to be bad at the game for you to be mad at them. They could be like maybe you just don't have you just have like different decision making. You know, like you could still be mad at them even if you win. Am I done? Weeklies. Talk to Catherine. Okay. Didn't play League of Legends for 2 days now. Don't want to break my 60 streak winning record. That is kind of anxiety inducing, man. That does kind of that stuff does kind of make you anxious. Oh man, at least in okay, you know what? Never mind. I was about to say that it's that MOBA like algorithm like matchmaking algorithms are better than Clash Royale or Clash of Clans like clan war matchmaking. I was about to say that it's better, but I actually don't know enough about MOBA matchmaking algorithms. But man, I was having the time of my life in Clash of Clans before Clash Royale came out and ruined all of it. So I've actually shared this once or twice on stream before. Um, So for those of you who don't know, Clash of Clans is like I don't actually know what genre of game it is actually. Clash of Clans made by Supercell, same another game Clash Royale also made by Supercell, using basically the same IP, but just like used the same IP, same characters, same everything, but like in a very completely different game type. Um, and it's good in my opinion. It's a really unique take on a quote unquote card game. Like, and dude, I as long as Hoyo doesn't do like introduce the same matchmaking algorithm, the same stupid matchmaking algorithm that Supercell has, like I honestly wouldn't mind a quote unquote card game that was basically like a one-to-one copy of Clash of Clans, or sorry, Clash Royale. It's honestly, it's really unique. It's fun. It's obviously like there's a bit of RNG to it, like depending on like what order the cards you get, what order you get your own cards in each match. There's also randomness in like what cards you get for prizes for leveling up and stuff like that. But um but the gameplay itself is mostly skill based. It's skill based, and of course RNG can really screw you over, but it's mostly skill based. And I would love to see a Genshin version of Clash Royale. It's basically card game meets RTS. And the thing that I hate the most, right, that I think that I hate the most about Clash Royale is its matchmaking algorithm, and I hate it even more because, like, and I'm sure it's probably not Clash Royale's fault. It's probably just like people at Supercell came up with an idea on like how to well in their eyes improve the matchmaking algorithm. So before Clash Royale came out, in Clash of Clans, there were these like clan wars, right? And when you like hit like match or something, it'll like do matchmaking and stuff. And matchmaking, from what I understand, used to mostly take into account the number of trophies, mostly the town hall levels of each player that is joining the clan war. The town hall level, um, a little bit the trophies as well. Was it called trophies? I don't remember much about it. But mostly the town hall level, the levels of your units, and the levels of your structures in your base. Most especially the walls, I believe. So there was like this weight to your base. Like your base had a certain weight, and this weight would like whether your base was I guess like heavier in the matchmaking algorithm, like it would match you up against like other heavyweights as well. So there were absolutely strategies that you could take in order to like get an advantage to try to get an advantage. and I was having the time of my life doing my own thing, until at some point Clash Royale came out, and Clash Royale came out with a very different like type of matchmaking algorithm, similar to what Clash of Clans Clan Wars, but plus a bit more. Included in the matchmaking algorithm was your win streak. How many times have you won in a row? And the more times you've won in a row, like that makes your matchmaking like weight heavier. And at some point, even if it's a complete obvious mismatch, it would still match you up with somebody that is a complete and obvious mismatch from you. If that guy has lost enough times and you have won enough times, if that guy has lost enough times in a row and you have won enough times in a row, and they introduced that kind of matchmaking algorithm into the clan wars, and I was just like, yeah, did I did literally one clan war after that update, the update that change was made, after the update when that change was made, and then because at that point I had been winning for the past winning clan wars straight, like no losses for like 15 or 20 times straight, like just all on my own. Like I was playing literally 8 accounts. Obviously you need 10, but like I had 8 accounts and like 2 feeders. Eight of my own accounts, Clash of Clans accounts, and just 2 feeders just so I could like start, because you need 10 clan members to start a clan war. Uh, yeah, and I hadn't lost in like the last 15 or 20 times, and like the very first matchup that I got was instantly a complete mismatch. Yeah, I lost, and I was like, well, time to make my exit, and I just never looked back. It was like, honestly, it, I felt a bit like I felt like there was something missing, right? Like going through the days and not having like, I don't know, like just missing that small part in your daily routine. It just felt a bit empty. But sooner or later you get over it. And in fact, I even tried out Clash Royale. And I was like, and I was having fun. I didn't mind losing every now and then in Clash Royale, because I just, like, because when the game started, when I started playing the game, the matchmaking was already like that, so like I just got used to it, and at some point, I just kept, I'm not like an expert at it at the game, right? Like I'm not like some kind of genius, but I did play rather well. I got to the point where like leveling up card levels and the king tower levels, the account level itself, got really slow as a free to play. Um, and I ended up getting to to that point, and then like at that was like the point when if you play averagely, then like you'll be okay. But if you play poorly, you'll actually end up enjoying yourself every now and then, right? Because like if you play poorly, if you like, what ends up happening is because you've lost so many times in a row, you end up getting matched up with someone who is obviously a mismatch for you. Like they're obviously a lot weaker and a lot lower level than you, and like you can have fun beating them up. uh, but if you play well, you just end up, you're like proud of yourself, you're try harding whatever, and you're proud of yourself because it's actually working, right? It makes you feel good that you feel like you're playing well and you're doing well, and then like sooner or later you won enough times in a row that they just give you a complete and absolute mismatch. And like the thing with Clash Royale too is you can clearly see when somebody is playing really poorly, And a lot of the time, uh, when I get matched up with somebody who's like 2 or 3 levels higher than me, and I can see that it looks like their little brother was playing on on their phone, honestly. Um, and I just, man, I haven't Clash Royale. I've only ever raged at 3 games in ever in my life. Um, Rakion, really old like combat game from a long time ago. Um, Clash Royale, Genshin, but that wasn't because of Genshin. That was just because I sucked at the game. I just had no idea what I was doing, and I just thought that that was like what I was supposed to do, and clearly it wasn't. But man, Clash Royale, Genshin and Rakion, not even close to how much I raged at Clash Royale. Not even close. Nowhere close. It was awful. Still hate that game to this day. Played League before. I just got to Diamond 1. Then it stopped. Oh, hey. What's up, Reza? How's it going, man? How have you been, mate? Been a year since I was here, it seems. It's been, man, has it been a year already? It's been a while, yeah. But, man, a year, really? Where has the time gone? I don't know about you, but, like, I just have a, like, really broken sense of time recently. I just can't... I don't know, like, one moment I'll be talking to my wife and we're talking about like, hey, it's September, and like, surprise, surprise, it's the middle of October. Like, the next time we talk about what date it is, what month it is. Okay, oh my god. Well, that was... So this is what I'm talking about Genshin, right? Like, why I think it is it's like it's easy enough that it's relaxing, but it's not too easy that it's boring. Cause like right now I just did the Arlecchino weekly boss, and I don't know, like I just did it while yapping, and I feel like I was only like really paying attention, giving it 10% of my attention, maybe 20%. And I still somehow did it. And obviously, like that's like an old weekly boss, right? Like some of the newer weekly bosses are a bit harder. But I can honestly clear most of the game's content. And just by going through the motions, you know, of course, like I would have needed to have at least a bit of practice against it, and obviously like not using a team that's like hard countered by the enemy that I'm fighting. But I can mostly just go through the motions, and like that part is like what relaxes me, because it makes me feel like I'm doing things correctly and I'm getting rewarded by the game not giving me a hard time. Rakion's a good game, though I still remember my level 75 warrior. Dude, like I went all in that game. I went completely all in that game. My original account, I never uh I never what's it called? Got it all the way to 99. I think I stopped somewhere at like 88 or something. Level 88, because like I had to move. I had to, like, I finished school. I finished school. I had to move. I had to get a job. I had to face life. And then, so what I ended up doing before I did that was I didn't officially like give away my account, but I basically left it in the hands of like a couple of buddies of mine. Like, well, they weren't like really buddies of mine. Like more like guys that shared a common interest in like the same video games as me, who also played in the internet cafe that I occasionally played in. But hey, they were cool dudes. They were chill dudes. So like I yeah, they were fine. Um, Even if I never ended up playing Rakion again, I kind of thought that, well, my Rakion account's probably gonna be fine. Like right, like, at least it's in good hands. It's in the hands of people who are like passionate about the game, whatever. So I left it with them, and then by the time that I finally got settled in a different city, I finally got settled in a different city. Got settled with the wife, well then girlfriend, in an apartment with the job, and finally my schedule got settled, and I finally got myself some free time. So I downloaded Rakion, put it in a thumb drive, put it in in a USB stick, um, so that like anytime I went to an internet cafe, I could just plug the USB stick in, copy Rakion off of the USB stick, put it on the computer that I'm using, and then just play Rakion instantly. Didn't have to, because like remember this was like what, um 12, 11 years ago, right? This was 11, 12 years ago. So fiber wasn't everywhere yet in the Philippines. DSL was still there. Was there? I don't think there was even any fiber then yet. I think all internet in the Philippines was still DSL. So most internet cafes, like each PC, mostly only had somewhere around um, somewhere around like 3 to 5 uh, uh, um, Mbps. Wait, yeah, yeah. 3 to 5 Mbps, and that's like lowercase MB, so megabits per second. 3 to 5 Mbps. Like some of the higher end cafes had like 10 or 15, but obviously you're not gonna play for hours at the higher end internet cafes, because like who in their right mind in the Philippines would pay at the time. The average like hourly rate for internet cafes was like 15 pesos an hour. Some of the cheaper ones, where it was like 10 or 12 or 10 pesos an hour. 10 pesos was like the kind of internet cafe where like the keyboards were like barely working, and like they were just like a dozen guys like smoking, not even using computers, like they were just sitting there in the cafe smoking, and like some really smelly kids breathing down your neck because like they want to see what you're playing. um uh, yeah, I mostly played at these internet cafes that charged like 12 or 15 an hour, and so yeah, you couldn't afford to like download the game every single time. So finally was able to log into my account. It was level 99. It was like much different from the state that I left it in. So I was like, no, I can't just because I finally had time, I'm gonna come in here and like just I don't know, like take away what effort like that, like these like the guys that I left my account with, and just claim it as my own, right? So I made a decision. I thought like, because like Rakion, yeah, like you're right, Rakion is a fun game. I like to this day, right? Obviously, I play Genshin. Right? It's a mostly PVE game. There's no PvP in there. Um, I love PVE. I love PVE. I love strategizing. I love resource management. I love strategizing where I spend my resources on. I love planning out like my builds, and like planning out when and where I spend my resources on, to get to a specific point in my account in the future. And I did that a lot with Rakion, and I decided to start with a new account. Started with a brand new account, but because the big difference, I had a job. I was living on my own. I'm just, I guess I am, well, on top of that too, I was blessed that I wasn't one of those Filipinos who what's the word I'm looking for? Who graduated from college with a loan to pay off, a loan taken out by my parents to like pay for college tuition. Thankfully, I wasn't. I was blessed enough that I wasn't one of those people, and I also didn't have family, any immediate family that needed immediate financial help. So basically, like all my salary was just for me to do whatever I wanted with at the time. Uh, and so yeah, I spent a bit of it on I spent a bit of it on Rakion. Spent a bit of it on Rakion. I built up the account, dude. Like, um, man, it was I. How far did I get on that account? So by this was like the year 2012, 2013. Rakion already had did they call them third jobs? I don't remember. Second jobs? I don't remember. Like the blacksmiths had like the brawlers or something, and warriors had like a lancer or something. Um wow, how to survive the real world. Hey, that's I mean, I did survive. I am surviving. And am I doing am I doing the best I could be doing with what I had with what I had when I started out with life? Probably not. But am I doing poorly? No, no, I don't think so. I'm not doing amazing, but I'm also not doing too poorly. I feel like it hasn't gone badly. Like that's yeah, I guess that's one thing I can say. My blacksmith, I got my blacksmith to level 99, and then like I did the whole like thing to get it to like the next job. Um and then because the the way that PvP worked in that game, players just sort of like came up with their own, like the game had PvP and PvE. The game was actually mostly PvP because like once you did PvE, you couldn't actually do it anymore because like you could only claim the rewards once ever. They didn't reset or anything unless if you bought the reset thing with real money. And so like after you did all your PvE in that game, it was actually like supposedly like the way that they made the game modes, it was it was like gonna be complete PvP at that point. Like once you've done all the PvE stuff. And players in that game sort of just came up with their own rules and their own format of PvP. They came up with like stuff that is like universally accepted as being a douche, like douche moves or stuff that is like allowable, right? But isn't like explicitly stated in like the game's rules, right? Like it's just like like mutual respect between like PvP players doing PvP. um and like a lot of the stuff that came with the new jobs just didn't they just didn't really go. Yeah, like players, like some of the OG, like high level PvP players, PvP, yeah, PvP, PvP players, I guess, yeah, PvPers. They just didn't care about all the new stuff. They only cared about all the old stuff. So yeah, I just ended up like getting my character to like over 99 to the next job. My warrior was like level 34 something. I think 30-ish. Second job or third job, whatever it was called, the lancer. But I never ended up using a lance. I just kept using a sword. My blacksmith got to like level 50 or 60, I think. The second or third job, whatever it was called, the brawler, I think. But I never ended up using like the knuckle thing. I just kept using a hammer. It looked way cooler. The sword on the warrior looked way cooler, so didn't even bother using that. Imagine surviving with just noodles for a week, just to save and play online games. Well, I didn't end up doing that. Thankfully, I got lucky enough that I got myself a nice job. It wasn't like a super high paying job, but it was definitely above minimum wage for the Philippines. Oh, 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 oh. Now, granted, I did live in a somewhat expensive city. Well, not necessarily expensive, actually. This was in Cebu, Philippines, and Cebu, Philippines, while it can like in the right neighborhood, it can easily get super expensive to live in. But just about half an hour Jeep ride away, like it can get really cheap to live in. And that was what me and my wife, then girlfriend, did. We just so happened to live in a really, well, it was sort of I wouldn't say dangerous, but like crime was, like pickpockets were, I don't know about everywhere, but there certainly were pickpockets, plenty of pickpockets in that neighborhood. But so was so was the rest of Cebu. But yeah, it wasn't too bad as long as like you knew what you were doing, as long as you were familiar with the neighborhood, not walking down the wrong alleyways and stuff. You're fine. So yeah, I ended up having not a lot of extra cash, but just enough to have fun. You're from Cebu? No, no, I'm not from Cebu. I'm from sorry, by the way. The Philippines is really small, so I'm not. I would rather not share like exactly which city I'm from. Specifically, the city I'm from is like really small. And if someone, so like not you obviously, right? But like some random dude on the internet, like some like with I don't know, like with a mental issues or whatever, right? You never know on the internet, right? Because it's the internet, it can be anyone. It can be anyone from anywhere. Because the city I'm from is so small, it's actually not that hard to find me. It's like, it's really not that hard to find people in this city. I don't know, but it's a bit of an exaggeration, but most people sort of know most people in this city. It's not a small city. It's not a very small city, but it's also not a very big city either. So it feels a lot more like a really large town. Oops, I didn't hit the enemy with that. Yeah, but I did work and live in Cebu for quite a few years. Lived and worked there from 2012 to the end of 2013. Worked and lived in Manila in 2014. And then I moved back to Cebu in 2015. Then went back to my hometown in 20. Oh no. Well, in between the different moves, I did also like go back to my hometown for like a month or a couple of between one month to a couple of months at a time. And then after 2015, 2016. 2016 went back to my hometown a couple of months, and then went to Manila again. Went to work there for over a year, and then 2017 finally went back to my hometown for good. Didn't the strong earthquake hit your region? If you're referring to, well, the two strong earthquakes that happened recently, one was literally next to Cebu, the other one was next to Davao City. Sure, I guess I'm comfortable sharing with that, sharing that. Like, yeah, near-ish the southern region. Yeah, thankfully, knock on wood, I somehow live in a place that was just far enough that didn't get too affected by it. We did feel both of them. We felt both of them here, but like nothing dangerous. You know, it's kind of crazy to think that like we got two earthquakes of that magnitude back to back, in the same country, in the Philippines, because like that has never happened in my lifetime before. Like I was in Cebu when that I was in Cebu in 13. Yeah, I was in Cebu in 2013. When a huge earthquake hit Bohol, Philippines. It was a 7, I believe, or a 7.2 in Bohol. In Cebu was like a 6.7 or 6.8. And I was I was literally in the office then at that when that happened. I was literally in the office about to right about to clock out actually. So I've had, but then like that was like 2013, right? Before 2013, like my entire life before 2013, I'd never experienced a quake that strong before. And then like from 2013, I don't, well, I guess there have been a couple of quakes at that magnitude since 2013, but like 2025, two like two two of them within a couple of weeks of each other. That's crazy. That's crazy. Nasa lupa. Ang pader at bubong. Oh, hey, what's up, Doms? Sorry, man. I was yapping. I couldn't respond to your message immediately. I lived for 3 to 5 years in UCMA. UCMA, Cebu, I think near IT Park. Oh man. Okay, what was UCMA again? Hang on. I've heard of that, but I just, oh, there it is. Hang on. Have I been here before? Don't think I've been here before. Okay, yeah, don't think I've been there before, but from in 2012 to 2014, I had two jobs in Cebu. I got myself two jobs. Well, not at the same time, but like one right after the other. The first one was literally right across Ayala. Right across Ayala. The what building was that? It was like an insurance building. I don't remember the name of the building. It was literally right across Ayala. That like every now and then, like I would get like a closing shift Like closing shifts meant that we went to work at 2 in the morning, and then like we came out of the office at 11. So like sometimes I would actually like just like clock out and just go straight to the mall. Uh, yeah, and like I wasn't even like I didn't even need to like cross an actual street. The only like piece of road that I had to cross, no, I didn't actually need to cross anything. Like I could cross, but I could also just go around. It wasn't even like a street. It was just a piece of like road, but it was more like a piece of road where like cars could come in and like drop off their passengers and then like just drive out. I believe it was the road outside of that building. On the other side of my office building was Mindanao Avenue, I think. Yeah, I think that's right. Mindanao Avenue. And then my second job was in IT Park. I live in Antique. Hey, cheers, mate. Witness wrong earthquake. Kung saan bahay mo? Nasa lupa. It's on the ground, has walls, and walls and a roof. As far as I know, has a door and windows. Okay, cool. You've found it. You've found every house on Earth. Glad you're not affected. Hey, thanks, Luab. Appreciate it, man. I mean, I'm glad I'm not affected. Well, yeah, I'm glad I'm not affected too. So that makes two of us. Why are the earthquakes so rampant nowadays? What is wrong with the world? Can actually survive in this country. I should go out more. Sorry, what? I can survive. Which country? The Philippines? I mean, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you be able to survive? It's a country. I wouldn't say it's on the bleeding edge of like technological advancements kind of country. But like we got computers here. We got electricity, we got fiber. I think we're doing fine. Earthquakes going rampant nowadays. Obviously, like it's not like some animal that's going wild, right? Obviously, earthquakes are like it's a force of nature, right? It's like they're how do I put this? It is something that no one on Earth has control over. If you actually think about it, when there there was an earthquake and when there will be an earthquake was sort of predetermined a very long time ago. As long as you know how to, if you find out all the variables for it and you know how to do the math on it, you can actually like just straight up use math to predict it. But obviously, like it's close next to impossible to get all the possible numbers that you need for the perfect equation to perfectly predict everything that'll happen to Earth in the next, like in the future, right? Um, but like the way the Earth was formed, the way the solar system was formed, the way like everything was formed on Earth, what happened in different eras, in different eras of like Earth's, I guess, history, right? All of that predetermined when and where there will be an earthquake, because it ultimately decided like what the state of tectonic plates will be, in which position each of the different plates will be in relation to each other, what their like relationship with each other will be. Like, are some of them like what's the word I'm looking for? Like, there are two words here. Like, when two tectonic plates are like crashing into each other, one goes up and one goes down. Subsiding. Um, hang on, let me Google this. Abduction, abduction and subduction. There you go. Abduction and subduction. Like which plate is abducting and which plate is subducting, um, in relation to another plate, right? And like if you could somehow gather all the data on all of that, you will actually just be straight up be able to use math to calculate when the next earthquake will hit, how hard, how strong it'll be, etc., etc., right? But obviously, like it's at least with our level of technology right now, we cannot gather all of that data to be able to calculate perfectly. Um, yeah, so earthquakes are just they're like they are like the main quest. They're like the main quest in a video game. They are unavoidable. The developers decided what the quests will be even before you started playing the game. And when you play the game, when you play the game, like no matter what you do, it will happen. The thing that that they already put into the game will happen. Oh, it's scary nowadays. Yeah, Luap is right actually. The Philippines is part of the Pacific Ring of Fire. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of money, you can survive. You don't have good luck, bro. Yep. um, a little like the words "a little bit of money" is actually like not too far off, Dark. Yeah, because like the Philippines is not a very expensive place to live in. Like in fact, oh hey, what's up, Luna? Um, the Philippines. In fact, that's why a lot of like foreigners, especially ones from Western countries, decide to like come here to retire. Like because if say for example if I was like some black dude who was born was raised in and grew up in and like worked and retired and like well you know retired in the USA, like whatever pension I would have would be just barely able to like buy groceries for me in the USA. But if I took that same amount of pension, took it with me to the Philippines, that could actually give me a pretty comfortable living. Like, yeah, there are actually a lot of like Western retirees that come here to the Philippines, and a lot of them live a lot of them live very modest lives, obviously, because they're retired, right? Like, what else could they want from life? But they're not doing poorly at all. Like, I wouldn't say they're middle like they're I wouldn't say they're rich. Some of them are. Some of them actually are. Especially like military guys. Like they have huge like especially if they have like if they like had like a high ranking in the military before they retired. Like they're actually rich. Just off of pension. They're actually rich here in the Philippines just off of pension. But like some average dudes, like I don't know, like a carpenter or like normal people, right? Normal people. Um, they're not rich. I also wouldn't call them middle class, but they are definitely far from being a poor Filipino. Yeah, they're definitely far from being a poor Filipino. Like they can actually, I wouldn't say easily, but they can a lot more easily than your average Filipino. A lot more easily than your average Filipino. Get a house and get a car and just settle down. And yeah, yeah. So yeah, to talk about the Philippines being part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, yes, that is absolutely true. That is the main reason why Japan gets hit with so many earthquakes, so many strong earthquakes, so many tsunamis all the time, because Japan is also part of said Pacific Ring of Fire. This quote unquote Pacific Ring of Fire is the edge of the Pacific tectonic plate. It is the place where the Pacific tectonic plate is, I guess, interacting with a lot of the other tectonic plates around the Pacific plate. Hence why there's a lot of geological activity, right? Volcanoes, earthquakes. Choose to live in a luxurious lifestyle. There's a little bit of money. It's not enough. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. What do you think about this game? If you could swap visions with any character, who would it be and why? Visions with any character. A vision doesn't really like it just gives you an element, right? It doesn't necessarily give you their powers, like their specific skill sets. Hang on, 540. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't give you their specific skill sets. Like getting someone's vision just allows them to like I guess imbue their different skill sets with the element of their vision. So if I just took someone's vision, I would just if I took Deluxe vision, I would just get Pyro. I wouldn't have his skills. But if your question was mostly was like specifically like whose skills would you like to get? Hey, what's up, Ritesh? How's it going, man? Um, oh man, that's a tough choice. So if we're talking about practicality here, if we're talking about practicality here, I think Nivela comes to mind like super easily for me, because like he self damages, sure, right? And damage IRL, wouldn't that mean that you're getting hurt? Right? Okay, that means like every time you power wash, you get hurt. But at the same time, everyone you start power washing, you get healed. You plus you're tanky because you're an HP scaler. So like I guess that has its merits. Getting hurt every time you attack though, that's a downside. Hang on. Character archive. I'd go for a healing ability. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna modify my answer a bit to like if I could choose to be one of these characters, who would it be? Yeah, there you go. If I could choose to be one of these characters, who would it be? Uh Man, I love living quietly. I love living quietly. I don't want to be in the thick of it, right? Like I don't want to be the Pyro Archon, right? I don't want to be an Archon, any of the Archon. I don't want to be Lauma. I don't want to be Flins. Like they seem to be like characters with like a big thing that's like coming for them in the future. Um, Somebody who just hasn't been involved in anything, I guess, and is very unlikely to get involved in anything. Well, Ningguang is rich. Ningguang has had to sacrifice the Jade Chamber, like her most expensive belonging twice. I don't know if I'd I don't know if I'd want to do that. But she's rich. So, but at the same time, she's also like probably a really busy person, so I guess no. Um if I was Sucrose, I would probably just die from my own experiments. So no. Hmm.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of like somebody who's got it easy. Sayu? I mean, she is a ninja after all. She goes and does jobs, certain jobs that I probably wouldn't be comfortable with. What does Chongyun even do? What does Chongyun even do in his spare time? I don't think I've ever heard of what Chongyun does. He's an exorcist, I guess. So he exorcises spirits and stuff. I would love Kenichi's ability. If I had Kenichi's ability, I would just, I wouldn't do it on purpose, but I would just die from being too stupid to use it properly. Because like Kenichi's ability, without the like the things on the around the map in Natlan that you can hook onto, you can only do it twice in a row, and then I'd be in the middle of the air, falling to my doom. I guess then there's like wind gliders. I guess I could just like wind glide down. Sure. I'll go for Zhongli C6. Genshin would be the worst person to go on a date with, and why? That what a question, man. What a question. What are we talking about here, man? Had to live with one Genshin character as a roommate. Who would you choose? Okay, hey, calm down with the questions, man. I haven't even answered your first question yet. Oh, I guess Kirara's job isn't too bad. Right? And like her skill, she's a shielder. She doesn't really do anything. She's a shielder. She okay, obviously she's not human, right? But she's kind of like just a normal person, honestly. Isn't it? Just Timu Spider. It is really. It really is Timu Spider-Man. Yeah, right. Kirara is basically like just a regular person. Like she's a courier. She's a courier. And if she ends up in a dangerous situation, she just shields up. She has a shield. She has a shield. Okay, that's something. Charlotte is a photographer. Well, no, not photographer. She's a reporter. Excuse me. Hmm. Who has it easy? I have no idea. I don't even remember what Lanyan does. Yeah, I can't choose honestly. That's a pretty tough choice. A lot of them have their pros and cons. A lot of them have their pros and cons. The worst person to go on a date with, though. Okay, I'm gonna answer that one first. Where are you from? If you're asking me, I'm from the Philippines, man. I think that Lolly just sleeps all day long. Does she? Maybe. Well, no. She doesn't sleep all day long. She reads all day long. Yeah, she reads a lot. She drinks a lot. Worst person to go on a date with? Probably okay. Noelle is a pretty a big contender, cause like she'd always be thinking about time to do training. Jean, another contender, cause she'd be too busy. Like the whole time you're on a date with her, she'd just be thinking of work. Hu Tao would be trying to sell you a coffin. Hey, what's up, Bavish? How's it going, man? Dating advice with RJ? No. Luna asked me who I think would be the worst character in the game to go on a date with. Eula would be really awkward to date. Cause she'd just be all like, vengeance will be mine. I will have vengeance. And you're like, well, what did I do? Hang on, huh? What? Go on a date with Kujo Sara. You would just not hear the end of just Raiden Shogun this, Raiden Shogun that. Bennett would be the worst because of his bad luck. Well, bad luck to him might not mean bad luck to you, too. Oh my god, Fischl. Oh my god, Fischl. I don't think I need to say anymore why that would be bad. Zhao would probably ignore you on a date. He'd be like, just call my name. And then you're like, you called? You haven't even said the full name. Yeah, you were just like the word, the sound just came out of your mouth. You haven't even said Zhao. You called. Nahida? Nahida would be bad to go on a date. I mean, it's like, dude, she's 500 years old. She looks like a kid, so probably wouldn't. Yeah, that's probably would just stay away from that. But man, I would just look like a complete idiot. Like if Nahida, like if Nahida was like looked like an adult and you went on a date with her, you would just look like an idiot, like all the time with her, because like everything you say, she'd just be like, and then like you would just realize, wow, what I said was just really stupid. I'm just gonna shut up now. Jian Yun. Jian Yun honestly would be a bit annoying to date, but it wouldn't be too far off from an actual like, like real person, like a real woman. Jian Yun would not be too far off from like a real woman. She'd be kind of annoying to date, but yeah, she wouldn't be too far off. They would be pretty bad too. Mommy Lisa all the way. Hey. Skirk would just disappear. Yeah, like she just like you turn your head and she's opening the she's opening a portal into the abyss. He's like, bye. Zhao won't talk to anyone other than Traveler. That is true. Yeah, that is true. Furina, were their saddest thoughts? Honestly, I wouldn't mind that. I would feel bad about it, but I honestly would not mind Furina like just like constantly sharing her like depressing thoughts and experiences. That would actually make for a really nice friend. Like you'd actually be able to be there for them. What was that other question from Luna? Uh, if you had to live with one Genshin character as a roommate, who would you choose? Yeah. As a roommate. Obviously, I'm a straight dude, so I know who I'm not picking. If Zhongli would just be constantly asking me for money. Well, he wouldn't be asking me, but I would just be constantly getting into a situation somehow where I end up paying for something for him. I'd like Arlecchino to step on it. What? All right, sure. You do you, man. I don't judge. I don't judge. Who would be like a nice person to room with? Oh, yep. I'm going with Dia all the way, anytime, any day. Dia. I wouldn't mind rooming with a chef. Yeah, I wouldn't mind rooming with a chef. Although I'd absolutely, totally get obese with a chef as a roommate. Every friend group already has a Zhongli. That is that is actually true, yeah. Man, what an interesting question, yeah. Roommate. Man, Lisa seems like the kind of roommate. Lisa seems like the kind of roommate who would just be reading books. Yeah, who'd just be reading books on the sofa and would absolutely let you rest your head on her legs. You know, like nothing crazy, just chilling. Yeah, Lisa absolutely seems like that kind of roommate. Noel will be Noel and oh my god, Noel and Nefa would make for an absolutely spotless house. At that point, are they even your roommate or your maid? Skirt just wouldn't be there. just she'd just be yeah, she would walk in the door and She would walk in the door when she gets home from work, and she just create a portal into the abyss, and you just wouldn't see her at all. So she really wouldn't be much of a roommate. Then she's always reading and busy. Really? Would you? Okay. Well, I mean, like that to me, that sounds like the ideal kind of roommate. You know, like I don't want to always be chatting and talking all the time to someone. Like I actually really value my quiet time. Like even when there is someone there, like I just there's something like I like this feeling where like you know that there's someone there, even if you don't necessarily like talk to them. Right? Like just having someone there, just knowing that there's someone there. Yeah, that has value to me. Mizuki, free therapy session. I don't remember it very clearly, but as far as I remember, some of Mizuki's methods were a little unusual. I don't know if I'd like that kind of therapy. Roommate needs to be fun. If my roommate doesn't force me to go out, I would legit be in my room all day. Oh, dude, sign me up. Sign me up for that. Don't force me to go out. Yeah, sign me up for that. Oh, Nilu would be a fun roommate too. Like she'd just be constantly like practicing her dances, and you would just like, hey, I live here too. I'm gonna enjoy the show while I'm here. Oh, I just thought of something. Where is she? Yoimiya would be a pretty dangerous roommate to have. Because remember, she makes fireworks. She makes fireworks. If if somehow if somehow there's ever a problem, that'll be bye bye room. I mean, like your roommate still be there, but your room, like, might as well say goodbye to it if something ever goes wrong. Dory would just be constantly trying to sell you something, I guess. Chiori, imagine all the dressing advice she can give to us. I don't really care about clothes. I would, even if she gave me all the advice in the world, I would still be like, oh yeah, that's good to know. Because I just wouldn't spend any money on clothes, man. I'm just not that kind of person. I wouldn't like Emily as a roommate just because like she just makes perfumes, right? So like the house would just constantly smell like a this like giant mixture of all the different perfumes she makes. Jian Jianyun would just clutter up the house so much with all her different inventions. That would, yeah, that would be what the house would look like. Just a house and like a giant mess of different inventions that for you might look absolutely useless. But then like she would be like, it's not useless. It's you could use it for this and for that and for this and for that. And you'd be like a computer? And she'd be like, no, yes, like a computer. Yeah, but I have a dressing sense of a snail. So it's nice to have someone who can tell you how to dress for an occasion. Oh, that's okay. That is something that is certainly a benefit. Yeah, want to have a fun roommate? Then I think Bennett would be good. I think. Oh, that's. Hmm. I can see that turning really dangerous at any point. Bennett, the unlucky one, in your own house, in right being your roommate. If it was like outside, I wouldn't mind. But indoors, man, it can get really dangerous really quick just by having someone be unlucky indoors with you. That could easily be a fire, right? That could easily be a fire. That could easily be like all your stuff being broken. Linny. Uh, I mean, like it'd be cool, I guess, like, cause like if you're roommates, then like he would end up doing a lot of like practicing a lot of his like magic tricks in the house with you. So you would eventually like end up learning like how this trick works, how that trick works. Especially because like that'd be where he would be like creating and coming up with new tricks and stuff. That's be like yeah, that'd be like where he would be practicing, and you'd get to see how it works. Jinyan seems fun, and outgoing. Almost forgot about her since the Apple Archipelago event. Jinyan would make for a. Where is she? There. Would make for a. I don't know about noisy, but it would not make for a quiet house. Yeah, because she seems like Jinyan. Yeah, like you said, she seems outgoing. So Jinyan would be the kind of roommate who would actually have friends and friends that come over and like do jam sessions with her. So it wouldn't. Yeah, that it seems like Jinyan would be a not very quiet roommate to have. I would honestly take Bennett as my college roommate. All of us have already lost the will to live. What's the worst Bennett can do to these people? Child. Child would just. Oh, that's really no. That's annoying. Tartaglia would be an annoying roommate to have. He'd just be constantly asking you to spar with him. I mean, like sure, he'd be constantly treating you to lunch or something, but like constantly like sparring. He's a battle maniac, so he'd be constantly asking you to spar with him. I don't know if I like that. I think Ningguang would be a good influence on you, because like she seems. I mean, it's she seems very capitalistic. Yeah, she seems very capitalistic, and if your goal is to become financially stable, right? Like imagine like you're a college student. If your goal is to become financially stable, I think Ningguang would have a very positive impact on you. Yeah, like you would absolutely become an entrepreneur because of all the influence that Ningguang would have on you for being roommates with you. 100% Ning at everything. All right. Venti would be the always drunk roommate. Like when they get home, they're always drunk. Um, and they snore really loudly. Even if you have different, like separate rooms, you could still hear them snore. That's what I think Venti would be. But we would get to see his hot mom from time to time. Huh? Who? How is no one going for MC? I think Lumine would be a good roommate. Um, I also the straight guy who becomes gay for no reason. Wait, who? I think personalities like Amber and Yoimiya. Let's see who else. Molani. Yeah, I think personalities like that would be like would make for a really fun roommate. They're just really fun to be with. Very outgoing. Venti. Klee. Oh, you're talking about Klee Ritesh. Okay. Because Klee is a kid. I don't think you would be living with Klee. I think you'd be living with Klee and her mom. Yeah, at that point. Wait, what? What? I just kind of thought randomly about it. What? I kind of thought about pressing this thing randomly, and I did. And then this comes up. How do I still have this? Okay. I didn't say we won't blow up the house as well. Alice is so bad. Oh my god, I just realized, yeah. Okay, have you all heard about what some of the things that Alice has done? Yeah, you know what? I think I'll pass on Alice. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to be part of any of her future experiments. No? Okay. I don't remember much of it, but I remember one of the most questionable things. How do I Atlantic Chronicles quest chain? Oh. Atlantic Chronicles quest chain. Okay. Well, while I'm here. While I'm yapping away, I might as well just do this event. Future test subject. Yep. You should explain that. So the one of the things that I remember Alice has done is so apparently she wanted to see if she could get a Hilichurl to Celestia. I don't remember the details, but one of the things she tried to do was to just straight up throw the Hilichurl to Celestia. At some point, she created a contraption, some sort of like uh um a a catapult like thing to try and throw the Hilichurl to Celestia. And then she just said did not work. Don't tell me. It's bad luck. It's from Alice's experiments as well. Very well, maybe. Very well, maybe. She lets me have Klee, little brother, or sister. Then it's worth. Another arsonist on Earth. Really? I don't know if I'd want that, man. Just not go jumping or headbutting. How? Okay. Is this event fully out yet? What am I trying to take a photo of? The Happy Sniffer Mole. Is that it? Do I need to be scenic stages? Does it interact with plants, animals? State of photography. Ah, right. Okay, so I need to get this thing and give it to him. Attracting a special plant. And blow up the whole city. Yeah, I don't think that'd be a good idea. Attracting a special plant. How do we make them attract a special plant? Oh, I guess that was it. Um. What are we supposed to do here? Oh, okay. I guess that's it. I was just asking if Genshin did a face reveal on Alice or not yet. Uh, they have, dude. They have. Quite recent. No, not quite recently, but somewhat recently. Yeah, they showed her and Albedo on a boat. Was when Dia was to be introduced. Dude, that was like all the way back from Samira. It's been a while, man. Is the event fully unlocked yet? Oh, okay. No. So there's like one more stage that's not fully that's not unlocked yet. Okay. Well, no matter. I'm not gonna finish this today. It's not fully unlocked yet anyway. Been busy ever since. Well, busy usually means you're being productive. Unless if you're just being busy for all the wrong reasons, then yeah, busy means good. Alright, I'm gonna end it here, guys. It's getting kind of late. Anyway, for those of you who need help building your characters, accounts, or making a decision in which banners to pull for, feel free to join our Discord server. Links are in the description of all my videos, VODs, and streams. I was about to say pin message in YouTube chat, that's not the case anymore. So yeah. Anyway, if you want my personal opinion, you can pay me over there. My name is Elvis Einstein. Of course, you can ask for other people's opinions too. Thank you guys so much for coming by, hanging out, and being awesome people. Have a good day, good afternoon, good evening, and take care, everybody. Thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Bye.